Hello, welcome to Store Stories. Every fourth Thursday of the month I want to do a story of all the weird stuff I've dealt with working at the grocery store as long as I've been working there. When I first got the idea of doing store stories, I was a little hesitant. I wasn't sure if I can come up with enough odd stories to talk about for an extended series. And growing up in a religious family, I often heard the term Jehovah-Jireh, which means the Lord will provide. And I gotta say, gee, thanks.
You're welcome.
And before I really get started in this story, I really gotta mention, I don't care how you identify yourself. Male, female, indifferent. I really don't care if you call yourself a guy, girl, or a slugworm. I'm just not paid enough to give a damn.
Why bother with the disclaimer? People are already pissed off at the title.
Well, it doesn't hurt to try. Anyway, getting into the story, a lot of the time I fill in as a supervisor. I basically make sure the lines don't get too long and make sure everybody stays on task. And one night, the lady running the self-checkout lanes comes over to me, hands me the handheld controller for the self-checkout lanes and says, "I just can't help that customer. I really just can't handle that person today." And I think to myself, oh great, not only do I have to deal with a customer who's already angry, I have to go ahead and after that I have to deal with giving a lecture to a coworker about how we can't just give up on customers when they start getting frustrating. Dealing with frustrating people is kind of the fun of working retail, and if you can't deal with frustrating people, perhaps this job's just not for you. I go over to the person to try to see if I can help them. They say, "Finally, someone can help me." It's like, oh, okay, how may I help you? "I just want some cigarettes." And after a little bit of prodding, I finally got them to tell me what kind of cigarettes they want. And when I got the cigarettes for the person, they absolutely refused to ring themselves up on the self-checkout lane. Whatever, I'll ring you up. It's not really that big of a deal. The store policy is try to get the people to ring themselves up on the self-checkout lane because it is a self-checkout lane, but I don't see a problem ringing people up on that. But the person starts getting angry about how they were forced to use the self-checkout lane and that there was no other option other than to use the self-checkout lane. And I say, well, register 1 is open, and the register 1 is the register with all the cigarette cases on it. And there are stores where you have to go through the cigarette lane to get cigarettes, but at our store you can get cigarettes in your register, so it's not a big deal to get cigarettes at self-checkout. But why not just go to the register that has cigarettes anyway? And I point out, well, register 1 is open and she can ring you up there, no problem. And that's when the person turned on me and said, "She will not ring me up." It's like, I was thinking, well, I was about to ask, do you have some kind of history with that cashier? And that's when the customer started to go into an impressively long sexist tirade about how women should just stay at home and a lady's real job is in the kitchen, and how dare all these females try to dare have a job here. What was kind of awkward was at the time the self-checkout attendant was female, both of the checkers were female, the customer service manager is female, the store manager and assistant store managers, all women. I tell the individual, we're equal opportunity. We are not allowed to discriminate against people for their race or gender. But what was really kind of awkward was the person was very obviously biologically male, but was wearing a white fur coat, pink leggings, denim booty shorts, lipstick and nail polish.
You're not really in the position to comment on other people's fashion sense.
Hey, he, she, they was clearly old enough to dress themselves in the manner that they so chose. And I am a big believer in you do you. Now, as long as all your parts are covered up, you can wear whatever the hell you want to. And it's not really anybody's place to tell you otherwise. But what I don't understand is, if you're going to align yourself with a gender that's not your biological gender, why would you be discriminatory against your gender that you align yourself with?
Maybe he did not identify as female.
Some people just like to look pretty.
Yeah, beauty is subjective. And if anybody wants to respectively chime in, I would like to see anybody's thoughts on this subject.
Not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah, YouTube commenters aren't exactly known for their tact on this kind of thing.
Yeah, but it would be nice to have some kind of engagement on my videos. Yeah, and after the person left, I let the self-checkout attendant know she was off the hook. There wasn't really anything we could do against that kind of attitude. Work in retail, you just kind of have to endure that kind of thing. It's just kind of strange that even here in the 21st century, we still have to deal with people's prejudices. And it's even stranger when people align themselves with the group that they're being discriminatory against. Yeah, that's the store story for this month. I think it's going to be a little controversial. I'm hoping next month's video won't be as contentious, but it does deal with something that really irritates the hell out of me. So I might turn into a bit of a rant after a while. But I'm looking forward to getting next month's video off my chest because it's something I really want to talk about. But anyway, yeah, that's the weird ass shit that's happened. That has a long time ago actually. But yeah, that's store stories for this month. Thanks for watching. I don't know. I hope I don't have to disable comments for this video. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day.